Yo, 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 what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Nate the Great coming at you with another live. You already know if you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. To all the returning friends and family, you already know it's peace and blessings. Give y'all some time to tune in case these notifications ain't go out. First things first, you already know, hopefully everybody having a blessed and productive Friday. TGIF, y'all, TGIF. We made it through another week. Time to plan for the weekend. For fellow Scorpios still celebrating birthdays this weekend. May y'all have a complete blessed birthday. May y'all stay safe in whatever endeavors you're getting into for the week or the weekend. And again, just be thankful and be blessed for seeing another year. Make the best out of everything that you can make the best out of. Today I ain't gonna keep y'all too crazy. I still got some things I'm taking care of as we speak now. But told you if you don't get sun in the morning, you're gonna get sun in the afternoon. Appreciate everybody that tuned in yesterday for the conversation. Just was a brief dust off of some things I've been saying this week. And this is mostly again towards the younger generation. The young 20s, and if you still on the verge of trying to make things happen on a legal tip, make sure you're doing so. Make sure you're keeping everything in order. Make sure your squad is tight. Definitely make sure that your squad is not getting into stuff that could possibly ruin whatever future endeavors y'all got going. Now, I feel this week's conversation has been great. And some of it is only because we're seeing certain situations happen now. Some of y'all already still hearing about the Lil Durk situation and a couple other situations like that. Prime example again of young people just not paying real attention to what they need to pay attention to. Letitia, baby. Now I feel like these talks have been, in my opinion, they've been kind of uplifting and encouraging. I had some people that I know personally that speak back and was following the channel, saying the same exact things. You're hitting on some real good points. Things that people need to hear. Again, some of you youngins gotta take that into consideration. You about to be in a blessed situation. You about to mess up your blessings because you're not leaving certain things out of his element. Cool gamer, what's going on? You gotta be mindful of that. Get your head straight, get your mind focused on the game at hand, and then again, you do what you gotta do. I'm gonna also speak on a few things too for some of you younger generation that need to hear it. And some of you older generations, because again, there's some of y'all who are enticing and encouraging the BS right now with some of these young folks. You might not see it, but you are. The disturbing fact that, prime example, in my city, we have lost some people in this city just because of sheer ignorance. And I mean irresponsible ignorance. You're doing something that could possibly cause you bodily harm or unalive you, but you're still going to take the risk. We had some drones flying around the city, and some of them drones actually proved something that we can't negate. There's no way you can tell me some of y'all are comfortable with taking those extreme risks and those dares just for some clicks and views. Like I was telling y'all a while back, we got people with the subway surfing again. And this is not just in my city. I've seen this happen in a couple cities. The young ones or even the older ones, riding or trying to stand on top of a moving train. That's tons of steel, number one. Number two, that metal and that steel at points, they do get slippery. They do get a little tricky. And it would be your luck, even if you are out and about, you're not nowhere near a tunnel, you lose your balance and slip off of that train. Now, what's next? You can either hit that third ramp, you might miss the whole track and go completely into the streets. See, these are things you have to think about. There's some of y'all, granted, you don't want to be little risk takers. You're trying to do a little thing for content, whatever the case is. But guess what? When it's all said and done, some of that content ain't even going to be able to be published. Why? Because, again, there's certain platforms now that are not playing. They will give you a community warning or anything along those lines if it looks like it's too extreme. Like there's some of you who are hanging from sides of buildings, high buildings on top of that. Anything can happen in the blink of an eye. Not saying you shouldn't have faith in certain things that you do, but when it comes to that extreme, you can't risk it. 'Cause I don't care how much faith you got. All it takes is one misstep or one miscalculation, and that could be your life. You gotta love yourself enough to say, you know what, I ain't gonna be out there being foolish just for that. Khadijah, baby, happy Friday. Appreciate you, sis. Appreciate you. You know, this is what I'm saying all in all. You know, when them drones is flying around and seeing what was going on, you know, it's crazy. Because again, how could you think to put yourself at that much risk if you got a loving family or you got people that care for you, that want to see you come home in one piece? Again, some of y'all need to be more careful because we understand some of y'all are trying to do things because you're trying to grow a platform or you're trying to, you're trying to skyrocket into some form of popularity. But see, those type of risky stunts, they will definitely cause you some bodily harm. You know, think about it. You got a subway car that's moving, let's say, like, all right, I'm gonna use the city prime example. I'm gonna use my city for prime example. There's certain areas where you want to keep going under little minor tunnels. So you sitting on top or you're standing on top of a train. First things first, you gotta think about it. Trains going into these tunnels. There's certain things still leaking. There's condensation and everything else. If it's one of them days when the weather is kind of mixy, guess what? All that steel is somewhat slippery and somewhat dangerous. So for you to put yourself at that risk, it says a lot. The one thing you got to think about is what's going to be said when you don't make it home, or you don't make it home no time soon. You laid up in the hospital for God knows how long. You done broke every rib in your body, or you done broke every bone in your body. In certain instances, some of these people did survive with the subway surf. Others was not so lucky. The ones that wasn't lucky, it was because they up and jumped the gun too early. Prime example, it could have been a situation where somebody pulled the emergency stop on the train. Those trains stop somewhat immediately and make a certain jump once it's pulled like that. So that's saying, God forbid, if it was an emergency and somebody pulled that red fucking wire, your ass could possibly go flying off the train. Rather either onto the train tracks in front of the train, or again, you could be landing somewhere in the damn streets. You will never know. But you're taking those dangerous risks, and for what? Again, some of y'all have to learn to, love yourselves more. And I'm speaking to those who probably haven't been injured or probably thinking about doing certain things along those lines. You better think twice because you definitely don't want to be a victim of circumstance. You were supposed to been going out to enjoy your day, but you don't come back at all because you decided to do something that possibly risked your life. Gotta do better, y'all. There's ways of having fun. There's ways of having fun, even somewhat extreme fun, without harming yourself. My thing is for some of y'all, what's the difference between you skateboarding and you subway surfing? Oh, there's differences. There's major differences. When you're skateboarding, like you're skateboarding in the park, yeah, you're gonna catch your bumps and bruises. You're gonna definitely fall, you know. But the main thing is you'll still be safe. Yeah, you'll be bumped and bruised up, but you're living. You ain't got to worry about sitting up in no hospital unless you kind of mess yourself up in the midst of trying to do whatever you're trying to do. And that's different. But other than that, you're still living, you're still breathing. You're going home at the end of the day. You ain't got to worry about laying up in the hospital for months or possibly laying in a vegetative state. I believe one of the stories, I got to really go back and dig in my archive. Because I can remember one person exactly thinking that they was doing something for the good. But they was just trying to, and this is well before social media again. This is well before social media became that much of a buzzing thing. People was already doing certain things along those lines, like subway surfing. Again, I'm from that era where motherfuckers was accustomed to doing that shit. That and again, hiking on the back of the buses or riding on the back of the buses while it's moving. Now the buses have changed up drastically. Yes, it has. So there's no more you can try to, oh, I can try to grip on the back of this and ride to my next ride. No, there's no more of that. And even that right there was a dangerous situation because again, that bus could have made an abrupt stop. It could have actually, caused some damn damage. Or that bus could have sped off to a degree you wasn't fully prepared to grip nothing, and you done fell off the back and done hurt yourself. Especially when you in ongoing traffic, you don't do things like that. But this is what they trying to bring back out, y'all. Um, like I said, that drone footage, and then you seeing some of the people on there, and some of them look young as shit. Like they look like they should really be in school. How are they out on these, out here on these subway platforms and everything else, taking risks with your life? You can't stop tons of steel. Brenda, baby. You already know if y'all just tuned in, like, but yeah, again, for some of you younger folks, again, pay attention. Some of y'all would have to do your research yourself. There's people who wasn't able to come back home after thinking they was going to subway surf or ride the back of the buses and thinking nothing was going to happen. There's some people who were riding the back of the buses, prime example, that when the buses made the abrupt turns or they sped or if it was too slippery or you really couldn't get your grip on, you would have fell somewhere into traffic, ongoing traffic. Some of those people ain't making home, trying to be funny, trying to be daredevils. Look here, there's a way to have fun, even if you feel, oh shoot, I want to do something a little more. All right, well, find something that's not going to be a detriment to your body. Find something that's going to keep you coming back home in one piece at least. The problem, like I said, with some of the adults is that some of your adults are posting up some of the extreme stuff you're doing. And even if it's not for kids, guess what? The kids will end up at some point eventually seeing it. Why? Because again, it's being posted up worldwide. You can't sit here and post something up of you hanging from the side of a building, especially a building that's over 30 feet. You're bugging. And then that'll give them the impression to say, well, shoot, I want to do this. Maybe when I get a little bigger, a little older, I could do this. And some people ain't going to wait. They're going to still try to make those attempts. That's the problem right there. Again, what you doing for extreme sports or what you doing for just extreme measures and clicks is getting way beyond that. And I think that's a real problem right now. Again, the fact that that is coming back into existence, riding on top of the. Oh yeah, and the same thing with again riding in between the cars. You know, from the city, y'all know what it is. You know, some people have definitely lost limbs or lost life because of it. You riding in the middle of the trains, you trying to, you just, again, you're doing something for an extreme thrill, but sometimes those extreme thrills come with a cost. And especially if you ain't safe. Them shit's come with a cost. That shit gonna cost you your life. That shit gonna cost you a couple limbs. That shit could cost you anything. Be more wise in your decision. For some of y'all, this is what it is. Y'all trying to do any and everything for some form of clout. At some point, it's going to cost you your life. Clout has cost a lot of people their life. Extreme measures have cost people their lives. That would be the same way, like if you're on these bikes right now, you trying to speed and zoom through traffic and everything else. It'd be your luck. Turn around and make a wrong turn or miscalculated turn. You done hit somebody's car. You done went flying off your bike. Or you might have just missed the car, but because you losing control, God forbid, you done turned around and split your dome piece around a telephone pole or something along those lines outside. They bugged out. You gotta be real now. Some of these things that are coming back into how you say sports. That's not sport. It's not a sport anymore. One thing you should always be careful about is your own physical safety. But some of y'all will understand because some of y'all just want to learn the hard way regardless. Some of y'all don't care anyway. Sometimes I feel in my logical opinion from what I've seen in certain situations and how those scenarios played out. These people was just looking for an easy way out because of whatever they was going through in life. In other scenarios, again, just wanting to be a risk taker. Can't take that many risks when it comes to tons of steel. That's like you playing around in traffic, walking around in traffic, and it's really high paced. You still take a risk of getting hit by a car or getting ran over. Y'all fail to realize that don't nobody, especially in this time, you think anybody really bills and expenses? Come on now. You break almost every bone in your body. You know how much of a rehab you're gonna have to go through. That right there should deter you from doing anything, really. Do I really want to risk being messed up in a body cast or half brain dead just because I want to do something for the hell of it? No. Again, start loving yourselves more and start trusting in yourselves more. Apologies for the wind in the background. We had to take that good old morning/afternoon walk. And for those in the city that's out and about, y'all make sure y'all enjoy every bit of this weather. It's going to be tricky the next couple days. But yeah, you got to remind yourself on that. There's no, there is going to be no, I could sue this person, I could do this, I could do that, I could sue the city. You're not going to be able to get a lawsuit 9 out of 10 because of what you did. Especially if they feel like, well, you already knew the risk of this anyway. Why I still do it? Cage, what's going on, my guy? Think about that. You're not gonna be able to say, "Oh, I could sue the city. I got hurt because of this, that, and the third." Not when you was the one being a risk taker. And again, there's some of you youngins, prime example. There's a lot of construction going on in certain areas. Why risk yourself getting hurt or possibly unalived even in that situation? That curiosity killed the cat. That's really something that's not a myth. That's straight facts right there. Some of y'all gonna take that risk. You wanna try to get into property that you ain't supposed to be in, and you don't know what could be around that corner. It could be a dog charging at you. You could have a gun pointed to your face, God forbid, everything along those lines. And some of y'all who are taking that risk and thinking that it's funny. The sad part about it again is that you put yourself in harm's way. I would strongly urge a lot of you parents, especially in the city again, to start going over some of the real dangers when it comes to your children and your family members' safety. It don't gotta just be your children. You might have cousins and them that's young, probably impressionable. No, you need to go over the specific dangers when it comes to those things. Again, prime example. There's some of y'all taking risk right now, or you're pulling pranks right now with certain people. That is not going to work. It's not going to work in your favor. Why? Because guess what? You knew better and you aligned yourself up into some form of danger, or you aligned that person up into danger. Prime example, I see some pranks where you're knocking people into water and you know they can't swim. Why do that? I seen one prank that almost went wrong, and lucky it was experienced people there that was able to help with that situation. This person was willing to risk their life trying to do something good, even though they couldn't swim because they thought you was drowning. But come to find out, you wasn't even drowning. You playing games like that. That's not cool because you will put other people in danger. And then if that life would have got lost, what you would have said then? How would you have felt then? Just think about it. A prank that you put on somebody is the one that took them out. How you gonna feel about that? It'll sit with you heavy, trust me. But all in all, though, it's just again be wise in the decisions that you're making. You want to do something that's cool for content. If that's where you're going with it, then do something where you're not gonna put yourself in danger. Like there's some of y'all again, you're jumping. And I'm talking about even in the subway. Some of y'all are doing these things where you're jumping from platform to platform. You might be landing it now, but it could be a percentage of where you're going to try to do that on another day, trying to record and get some clicks and views, and you might miscalculate yourself. See, I notice what they do. They'll put up all the successful times they have done some risk where they completely had harm. But they don't show you what happens during those bloopers. They don't show you what could have near or damn near happened. Why? Because it would stop them from doing what they was doing, which was promoting shit. I don't want them to see this. Now there are certain things that I've seen, even like I've seen some people roller skating downhill on all these steep hills with just roller skates and stuff on. Now, yeah, I've seen some people land successfully, some people haven't. You gotta think about it. You're going at full speed on a set of skates. I mean, a set of rollerblades on top of that. You're on complete concrete and road. That's different. You don't have nothing to really help you in case you do fall. You don't have no safe landing. And that's what you got to think about. Safety. All in all, no. Then do I really want to risk breaking my bones just to try to do this? But if that's something that you're passionate about, you do it. But again, know your limits and know when to take a break from. Some of y'all doing parkour, prime example. Now I've seen some parkour where it's not looking that crazy. Cause shoot, sometimes we done jumped off walls trying to hang on things, even in the households or outside somewhere. We done try to hang from a tree or something like that. But shoot, if we already knew or felt the type of way about it afterward, we wasn't doing it no more. That's why I say I got to start bringing back the awareness. Okay, you did this, right? How did you feel after that? How did you feel during it? You gotta ask these questions because everybody might have something different. And again, some people are only doing things again just to be followers. This is how some of them people have lost their lives, following behind the squad. Yo, we all gonna go and do this. You know, and again, people not thinking for themselves. I'm gonna do what the gang is doing. I'm gonna do what everybody else is doing. No, you can't do that. It ain't a guarantee you gonna be safe or you all gonna be safe. Your head is the most sensitive part of your body. Your dome piece, basically, your skull. One of the most sensitive areas on your body. You fall or land a certain way on it, you take a lot of risk. You take a risk at brain damage, hemorrhaging on the brain, uh, shoot. In certain instances, you can end up messing up yourself and going into different psychosis. I spoke about that recently about one of the dudes that was acting because of a motorcycle accident he had and he didn't go get it treated. He ends up at some point being diagnosed with depression, schizophrenia, and something else. Again, your mind is the most important and the most precious part of your body. The minute your head hits that ground a certain way, there's no telling what can happen. Some of y'all could mess up your speech, mess up your motor. And guess what? How you gonna be able to talk and communicate? You know, again, consider the risk when you are trying to take these quote unquote risks. Things don't work out for everybody. They definitely don't. And again, you put yourself in the most hurtful of positions when you just decide to do something irrash. And I'm speaking to those who need to hear it. Because again, there's some of you younger folks. Well, there's some of you young folks who are watching some of these folks who take these risks. But you got to remember, you can't always take those risks and think that you won't come back unscathed. There's certain situations where you might not come back at all. Do you really want to have that much of a impact on your family like that? I think that's going to cause a lot of grave sorrow to think that your loved one's supposed to just be going out and trying to enjoy life and get through life, but they took a risk at it. They took a risk. Some of y'all trying to follow your peoples and trying to gain some form of clout and measurement. But guess what? It's not going to always work. There will be a chance you might not make it, might not make it back, or you might not make it back the same. Some people have been critically paralyzed or paraplegic for life because of certain incidents. Yeah, you're always going to have danger in certain corners depending on what you're doing. Like, prime example, some of y'all like to do the horseback riding and stuff like that. You got to remember, you know, safety even with a horse. The horse can't see you on the side of it. Can't really see in the back of them either. So the minute you do something, they are going to get triggered. You might mess around and get kicked. Jamel, what's going on, my guy? So yeah, I'd be funny. There's some of y'all who play certain sports, and yeah, it is kind of risky. Like football, prime example is risky. But if that's something you passionate about, that's something that you love to do, then by all means you do it. But at least try to be as safe as possible. You got to remember that. Take careful steps and considerations when it comes to your body. But these type of extreme thrills that people are bringing back now to fruition, it's not cool. Because again, you got to think about it. Once it's posted up, it's posted up. So now you're gonna have younger ones that probably see that and get inspired to say, "Oh shoot, if they did that and they unharmed, maybe I could do that." Come on now, be more wise in how you gonna bring whatever content. But again, even in certain scenarios, they are starting to give community warnings and guidelines to that as well too. I had to take something down just because they thought it was a violation of the community and shit. And even still, I had it on for adults and not kids, and still had to take it down. So it's crazy. These are the certain types of things they don't want to promote. A lot of these spots is going PG. So yeah, things that used to be cool for y'all to watch, or things that used to be cool for everybody to see, they ain't gonna be cool no more. They not gonna promote it. They definitely not promoting any videos where it's gonna be too dangerous. And then again, you gotta think about it. Sometimes if your videos or your lives are going through the algorithm, guess what? Everybody can see it. So you got to think about that. Whatever you're doing for content, as far as that is concerned, it's not going to live that long. The reason why it's not going to live that long is getting the guidelines. And doing certain things along those lines will have grave consequences. Why? Because, again, cops and everybody else are watching your pages when it comes to certain things you're doing. So if you're doing something extreme, especially in an area where it's supposed to be restricted, you ain't supposed to be doing. Look how many people, prime example, in my city done got in trouble trying to do risky things. People want to try to climb the Empire State Building and do all those type of things, right? Guess what? Look how many of them got arrested or had to deal with fines or even do a little bit of jail time because you're doing certain things on property again. You're taking a risk at something, and it's not going to be beneficial for nobody, not even the people in the city. And some of y'all think before you do things. Some of y'all gonna put yourselves in the graveyard earlier than expected, or some of y'all gonna put yourselves in a jailhouse, paying off some fines, possibly getting banned from certain spots because they know you're gonna take a risk on doing that type of shit. Nah, you can't come back here because you did something that you want to do back. Like, it's got all the windstorms, got all the windstorm coming through today. My bad, y'all. But think about that, for real. That's exactly what they're gonna do. They're gonna say, well, you sat here and did this. We can't allow you back on the premises. You did something that was extremely dangerous. It could have got you hurt. It could have got other people around you hurt. It could have caused a lot of damage, trauma, so on and so forth. You definitely would have caused your family a lot of misery because they wasn't expecting you to go out and do something like that. But I would also say for some of y'all, look, just be mindful, especially when you know you got younger ones up under you that not so much as looking up to you, right? But just They like the fact that you're keeping yourself where you need to keep yourself. Yeah, keep it motivated for them. Show them that yeah, you could do certain things. You don't need to push your body or push your safety to any limits. You know that you don't really need to. Prime example again for some of y'all on these motorbikes and these dirt bikes. Some of y'all, you know what the risk is. You know, especially on a wet road, you know what the risk is. Wet or icy road, or even just a road that's too slick, you know what to expect. So if you're not speeding to do something, or if you're not speeding on an emergency purpose, take your time on these roads. And then there's some of y'all that like to do the tricks. Y'all trying to do these little BMX tricks on your motorbikes, your dirt bikes, and shit like that. But guess what? There's a consequence to that too. And if you're not careful enough, trust me, you can harm yourself in more than one way. Again, mess around and be paralyzed for life just because you fell off your bike wrong, or because you really sped off too bad and you done hit a car, whether it was parked or not. God forbid, hit a bus or any form of business truck or whatever the case is. Y'all know what the risk is. Again, the main goal for a lot of y'all is trying to make it home in one piece. I can't tell you again how to live your life, but I can give you some advice. And that's the best advice I can give you today. Is again, don't put yourself in a body cast or a body bag just because you want to go all out for the glory and for the glitz. It's not worth it. Living to see another day, living to be amongst the ones you love, living to continue to keep moving forward. That's the most important thing you should remember. You're no good to nobody when you're out of the picture. So again, think about what's important. And for some of y'all, it's going to be a hard lesson learned because again, some of y'all don't get serious, baby. Some of y'all going to learn that hard way and that hard lesson because again, there's some of y'all who already don't care. This is what you want to do. This is how you plan to do it. But just remember, it does come with a cost. You hanging outside of a window or outside of a tall apartment complex or business building or anything along those lines, you take that risk. Your family can't sue or get any type of anything because again, this was entirely your fault. Just remember that if you end up getting hurt, God forbid, you can't sue nobody, you can't do nothing. What you are going to do is going to have to find a way to pay for your medical expenses. I'm telling you, it's not that long hospital stay could be critical. Think about some of the people who've been laying up in the hospital for well over a year, 2 years, 3 years. Think about those people who are still in the vegetative state or in a coma, a deep coma. There are some people who are starting to finally come out of their comas, and they've been in comas for longer than 5, 10 years, 20 years. Some people have gotten to the point where they have to take people off the life support. This is too much of a long wait. And for those ones that did, that's because they already felt and known that no matter what, there was going to be no significant change. That's not something your family should have to go through. You know, got to remember again, You're doing certain things along those lines, you're going to cause more than just bodily harm. In some scenarios, people are only trying to do or outdo what they seen somebody do as far as an extreme task. Oh, I seen this person, they got a little fall, but I could get further than that. You know, like it's almost like a competition to see who could create and cause bodily harm more. Again, some of you young folks think you still got life ahead of you. You still got long ways to grow and prosper. You can't grow and prosper and do anything when you laid up, prime example. Again, you laid up in a vegetative state. Again, love yourself. Big homie, what's going on? What's going on? Again, some of you young ones have to pay attention. You young men and women out there trying to be risk takers on that scenario, guess what? Not gonna end up wealthier. Really ain't. Again, those reoccurring. First of all, if you was lucky to escape unaliving, but you did suffer some injuries, and I'm speaking to those who probably have already done something and messed themselves up like that. Uh, that should be your eye opener right there. Damn, I really could have been gone. I really could have been not here for my friends, my family. I couldn't have been here for myself. I probably wouldn't even reach my full potential if I would have lost that. You know, you gotta think about it. It's real. It's real out here. You know, keeping yourself out of danger. You know, that type of danger don't never have nothing happen again. Even for those who survive those type of injuries or survive from taking those risks, they never came back the same. Or it took them a long time to get back to where they once was. Again, there's some people who are starting to get it together now because of all the speech therapy they had to go through, all of the rehab. You know, think about it. You laying up in a bed for a long period of time, you don't have no use of nothing right now. Everything is shut down. Why? Because you've been laid up for a minute. You got to go back and redo everything. You know, appreciate you for dropping those in series, baby. Working hard at this windstorm on my back, baby. But yeah, you know, again, those drone footages, what we were seeing, and when I do find it, I'm gonna post it up because I want people to really get an understanding of what I'm talking about. You know, the camera footage that was seen, some of these people could have slipped over them trains right while they were standing up, or just standing up on their feet and their legs. Again, some people have lost their lives or lost limbs, even just riding in between the cars of the train. When a train is moving at a fast speed, going through tunnels or even on the outside, you still take that risk. Some people have been decapitated. Some people bodies just broken, bones broken on impact, instant DOA. Sorry to say it that way, but it's the truth. Again, miscalculating and doing everything along those lines will be your downfall when you're doing things extreme. You trying to be a risk taker, and prime example, you hanging from the edge of a building. You don't know what can happen. Again, you can slip, you can lose your grip and be falling feet to your death. Some of y'all was trying to take the risk, playing around on these major bridges and highways, trying to do certain things on that nature too. Again, one misstep and you can harm yourself in the worst way. Again, some of the videos y'all trying to post up, I grant you trying to appeal to those who are, how you say, extreme risk takers, but guess what? Everybody ends up seeing it. Everybody. You don't hang yourself from a building and think that everything is just going to magically be okay. It ain't. Again, you set yourself up for the ultimate failure when you don't think about your safety. Love, baby. Already know y'all just tuned to hit the like button. If y'all new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. And apologies for the wind in the background. Currently coming back from this nice long walk and tuck. Shanita, baby. Again, some of y'all are just being followers again. That's all that is. But don't follow your friends into a dangerous situation, because who knows if any one of them are going to make it out of that situation unscathed. Follow your friends and want to do subway surfing. I'm gonna say for some of y'all, and I'm not encouraging it, but that's what you're gonna do. Again, you better think about all in all consequences. There could be a repercussion that you're not gonna be able to. It's a repercussion that you're not gonna be able to escape. Now, if your friends don't get hurt, but you get hurt, guess what? Everybody is hurt now. Your friends will be hurt because they wasn't expecting that to happen or anything, and now that'll have them thinking twice about what kind of actions they take the next time around. And it's gonna hurt them to see their friend laid up in the hospital or possibly gone because of a silly stunt. And that's what a lot of these things are, silly stunts. These are silly stunts that can get you killed. Sorry to say it that way. And it might be rough, but it's actual facts and logic. See, some of y'all like to take those thrills because, again, it gives you a sense of life. You living life on the edge. Okay. But remember that living life on the edge ain't always going to be best for you. You might decide you're going to do something just because, well, I've done it before. I ain't get hurt. I didn't break no limbs, so on and so forth. And you're going to try to attempt it on that day, and that could be the last day you stand right on this earth. So you better think twice. Or it be your luck, God forbid, you do hit your head on something, especially subway surfing. And if you survive, you don't remember anything outside of what happened. Again, think about some of the people who are coming up out of their consciousness right now, coming up out of their comas, head injuries. Now, again, is one thing to feel thrilled in life. Yeah. There's certain things you want to take a risk, go on a roller coaster or something like that in an amusement park or something along those lines. That's risky because some of those rides is high up already. But at least you're safe. You're strapped in. You know, but you can't sit here and put yourself on a hot plate like that. Again, for some of y'all out here subway surfing or thinking about doing it, you better remember there was a lot of sad and somber stories that came behind that. You don't believe me? You better go dig into your archives of news. And again, parents start urging that safety tip with your kids, even when they're young. Urge them to make sure they don't do something to where it will land them in the hospital or worse. Again, the goal should be I want to live my life and come back home in one piece. That should be the goal for a lot of y'all. Let me go live life, experience life, have fun, etc., etc., and make sure I'm back in one piece. I'm not broken up. Now again, those videos surfacing again on people subway surfing. The footage I seen, two of them people looked like the way the train was moving. Had they not fully got some form of grip, they probably could have slipped off. Their knees could have buckled from up under them, and they would have been sliding off that train. Again, that's not a sport. That's a risk at life. Harry, what's going on, my guy? That's a risk you don't want to take. You know. Uh oh. Oh, be careful. Y'all gotta be careful. Hold on one second. Y'all gotta be careful though. My bad, y'all. Little kids over here playing, but could almost got hurt. You know. Y'all make sure y'all stay on that mat. Don't nowhere on there hurt yourself. You know, like even things like that. You know, kids are gonna play sometimes. Sometimes kids do get extreme playing. Shit, I was a kid myself. I used to be trying to backyard wrestle and do everything else along the lines. But guess what? We was safe because we knew where we was gonna do things, how we was gonna do things, and we all made sure that nobody got hurt. And even again, when somebody did get hurt, even on a freak accident, prime example, you know. Oh, wait, wait, wait. See, kids are going to be extreme because again, they got a lot of energy, right? But again, you got to be mindful on the safety. You know, again, we learned certain things from a young age. Some of us knew our limits. We knew what we was willing to do, and we knew what we wasn't willing to do. You know, for some that just didn't care, hey, that's what they was doing. But you know, when it was all said and done, all it took was one good situation for them to start realizing I gotta worry about my physical health and my safety while I'm doing these things. And for some of y'all, prime example, you ain't got no type of health insurance or medical insurance. That shouldn't be the thing that dwells in your mind to go do. Well, let me go break my bones and stuff. I'm quite sure I'll get a freebie when it comes to my medical expenses and all that. No, you're not gonna get that. No doubt, serious baby. I ain't gonna be holding y'all too much longer neither, but I really wanted to come in and chime in again for some that need to hear that, especially those in the city. Don't think because you see everybody doing something that that's a safe way to just do it, or that's a way to have fun. Again, you can't stop tons of steel. Can't stop a train or a bus from possibly knocking your whole body into to outer space, basically. That was just like during this past summer. You know, we almost had an incident that where it could have got worse. Because again, you gotta think about it. For some of y'all who are taking these extreme risks, especially in the streets, especially when there's traffic involved, guess what? A lot of y'all are putting yourselves in danger again. And again, some of you parents, y'all need to start teaching your kids about street safety. That running back and forth across streets, unattended or unwatched, could be a downfall. Like I said, this past summer, we almost had a situation where kid almost lost his life. And the kid did have the light, but still, you got people that aren't paying attention. Some people are just, they stuck in their phone or they stuck looking at something else instead of paying attention to what's in front of them. That right there could have been impactful for everybody because, again, people were sitting out and it was witnesses. So even if she would have thought to try to lie and say something, there was blatant witnesses stating that that kid had the light when he was crossing the street, just speeding. Facts, Harry. That's what I'm saying. I'm speaking from experience too, because that running back and forth, listen, hard head make a soft ass. My mom was telling me that shit when I was younger. You keep doing this and you keep playing around, you're gonna get yourself hurt or possibly worse. And I would hate for that to happen to you. So please stop doing that. I ain't listened, kept doing that, got hit hard. I probably wouldn't be here right now. So I was up in the air. And who knows how I could have landed. Luckily, the most I suffered was a dislocated shoulder. Other than that, I learned my lesson then. Then when I seen my mom's face of disappointment, but at least she was happy that I was safe. But she was still disappointed. She literally just told me that. I just told you that 2 days ago, and then now look what happens. See why I say you have to be careful and stop running back and forth and stop doing things along those natures because you can get yourselves hurt. Again, your kids is playing. What's good to you? Your kids is out playing tag or they out there playing whatever, cops and robbers, all that other shit. Make sure they're not playing near the streets. That's one thing people should always remember. You don't put yourself in that form of danger and you don't put your kids in that form of danger. Pay attention to everything that's going on. And see, even for some of you young adults is doing certain things where it could be dangerous. Pay attention to your overall surroundings. The best thing you can do in that best case scenario is pay attention to everything. And it was a good thing that you survived that though, Harry. It's a good thing that anybody survived that. There are people that will tell you that story. Playing around, running around and doing this and doing that, playing in the streets, period, could get you hurt. Possibly unalive. I had two people that I'm still cool with to this day. See them every day, fuck with them and all. These are my peeps. They could not have been here because they got hit by a bus. And again, there's no stopping tons of steel. But in the same token, it wasn't their faults neither. It was somewhat the bus driver's fault. So again, they staved off. Yeah, they was hurt and everything. They had to take a little lick for a minute, but other than that, you know, even they learned I gotta pay attention both sides of everything before I even decide to cross. Again, sometimes you just gotta be aware and you just gotta be really on go. Again, teach your young ones playing in the streets or playing in certain areas where it's not safe to play could be a downfall. Playing in the subway systems again. Y'all want to jump steps and like I said, y'all want to jump from platform to platform. You want to walk on these want to walk on the tracks and play games near that third rail. Again, for some of y'all, them third rails is nothing to fuck with. I'm telling you, that's too much voltage that would be going through your body. You could probably possibly smoke your own self on them tracks. It's bad enough that they had to get some homeless people a while back out of the tunnels and stuff because some of them was even taking a risk at their own life. Not granted, they was just trying to find somewhere to go, find shelter, and do whatever. But in that same token, that could have been a crazy risk. There's some of y'all right now probably watching the video, somebody playing around right now, even at this time in the city. You playing dangerous games on the subway. And then guess what? When these type of incidents happen on the subway, you not also hurt yourself. You impact everything that's going on, especially if it's rush hour. You basically have stopped up a whole bunch of everything just because of your risk. It's not worth it. Again, love yourself. Believe in yourself. And again, just trust certain processes in life. hey, you could have fun, even if it's to some extremes. But again, be safe about it. Not to be funny, you are losing a lot of people again because of that. Or a lot of people are getting themselves re-injured, and come on now. Why put yourself on the shelf in the sideline because you trying to be Mr. Risky or Miss Risky? There's a lot of young men and women again have lost their lives just because of that. You do not want to be one of those numbers or one of those fatal mistakes. DD baby. And again, I believe it's critical for y'all to start thinking for yourselves. Again, some of y'all not clearly thinking for yourselves. You are just following what the game is doing. You following what you see your friends or some of your family members. But again, it doesn't help because again, you don't know what the risk could be. It could be out of your favor, or if you are the one that happens to be unscathed, but then you lose friends, how are you going to feel behind it? So I'm saying you got to think. I let my friend lose their life just because of what? Me not being careful or me not paying attention to what I should have paid attention to. Again, that's what you have to remember. You're gonna want to have to, keep safety the number one priority. Think about those people again who have to explain to their friends, mothers, or family why they're not coming home. That's going to be a hurtful feeling. How do you explain to somebody, mom, especially your best friend, that they ain't coming home because of me? They ain't coming home because something I did, something I wanted to do, and they just want to be along even after I told them not to. Because there's some people who are still going to be hard headed, or they still going to take the risk regardless because they trying to make sure you good. Look how many people was playing around on roofs of buildings or doing certain things they shouldn't have been doing on the roofs and then lost their lives falling off. You know, again, you got to remember your general safety and your physical safety is the most important thing out of anything. And again, there's some of y'all, probably example, y'all like to go to these rooftop parties and stuff like that. Okay, cool. But you still got to remember, you're on a rooftop. So you still have to be safe no matter what. And condolences and healing prayers to those families who have been affected by people who were subway surfing or bus surfing and they didn't make it back home. I know that pain never goes away because that's something that could have been avoided. But again, you have to learn to start thinking for yourself and making clear choice decisions. Some people really think that I've watched this person do this 1,000 times and they ain't never get hurt. Yeah, but there's things they ain't allow you to see neither because guess what? It will hurt. And you ain't gonna be able to withstand or look at some of those type of falls and bloopers that they had. Some of these people could have possibly unalived themselves while they was in the midst of filming. These is gut wrenching and it's cringe. It's cringe because again, you don't want to see something like that. You watching somebody that's supposed to be doing something when it's all said and done, you know, almost hurt themselves. And that's why I said it's important. There's people who are considering taking certain risks, right? But it's safety risk. Well, it's safety with that risk because, like I said, you got people who love to do the BMX. You got people who love to skateboard. You got people. You got people who love to rollerblade. You got people who love to do those things. It's extreme to some. It's thrilling to some. But when you start adding extra elements that could be impactful or even harmful, that's when you gotta think twice about it. The point for the day is again just be very safe and don't get yourself in a situation just because everybody else is doing it. How they used to say it: if all your friends decide to jump off a bridge, would you jump off too? It might be a trick question for some. It's a rhetorical question for some, but for others, it's a real logical question. If I see a whole bunch of my people jumping off of a plane with no parachute, I'm not going to do it. Why? Because again, you don't know what's going to happen, and the impact is not going to be what you expect. Okay, no doubt. Okay, you know what you got to think about that. You know, you don't put yourself in danger like that. And again, for some of y'all people out there on the roads, there's some of y'all that are taking your risk and extreme thrills with the cars now. Prime example, the other night, got people out here drifting, thinking it was almost a car crash the way it was sounding. No, you just got somebody doing speed donuts and stuff like that in the street. That right there, especially on a night when the roads is kind of moist because of the dew point and everything else, guess what? Could have slipped, crashed into something. Could have slipped, lost control, lost grip, and could have possibly lost your life. Paralyzed, brain damage. Again, everything that we know for a fact will come with those forms of extreme thrills. I need to think twice about it. Is it really worth it? Some of y'all again want to live life on the edge and live dangerous. But how dangerous are you willing to be? And how much danger will it cost you? How much bodily harm will it cost you? Those are the things you really should be thinking about. Before I do get up out of here today, because I ain't gonna hold y'all long, it's time for me to figure out a few things. For those following me on Clapper, again, I will see y'all tonight at 7 on the damn dot. We gonna rock out. I might even bring another choice conversation to the platform, so y'all definitely make sure y'all tuned in for that. Before I get up out of here again, I want to take the time out again to thank everybody that's been a part of the build, still being a part of the build. I want to thank all my mods. I want to thank everybody that's really been a strong influence and just a strong locomotive for this content that we build. You know, everybody is always bringing some great form of what's going on. You know, always bringing some great form of information, intelligence, and conversation to the platform. Whether you're on the panel or in the chat, you know, people do rewatch things. You know, and that's the most important thing. You know, just trying to get that awareness out the best way possible. Before I get up out of here again, let me say happy birthday to all the fellow Scorpios, especially those still celebrating. And it was Halloween. I was supposed to play something scary. Hold on. So why the fuck you always up to something? So why the fuck you always up to something? These women will come and go. So why the fuck you always up to I know I was getting to play something yesterday. So fire too, baby. Oh. For those who might have to work this weekend,
I don't wanna go to work. I don't wanna wait tomorrow. I just ain't tryna go to work. I don't wanna wait tomorrow. I don't wanna go to work. I don't wanna wait tomorrow.
for those still on vacation and skating into the weekend, oh yeah, it is a feel good Friday, so hopefully everybody enjoying their Fridays. And again, for those even in the city, hopefully getting out and about, enjoying this great weather. It's a little breezy, but it's still kind of nice and humid. So definitely make sure you're enjoying your Fridays the way you're supposed to. Break step. We had to always come with the little. You always got to come with something. Don't worry. It was still Halloween, so here my costume.
And she wanna get the fucking. She think I'm a cheater, but I really don't do nothing. So why the fuck you always up to something?
I had to be with the BS. You know that already. Yeah, man, that's the thing, though, Harry. I mean, it's the truth. I haven't said nothing today that shouldn't have resonated with nobody. Again, if y'all think that these are the type of risk you want to take, you better go do your research. And I mean, not just look at news archives, just look at countless videos of people who lost loved ones because of those extreme risks, or those who have to basically take care of their loved ones to a certain extent because of that. Think about the people who are, again, paralyzed for life. There's certain extreme risk where you can mess around and go blind. Why risk it? Again, you got that much love and that much faith in yourself, then hey, find things to do where you won't be at risk at losing yourself and people losing you in the process. It's time to start being more wiser and really start bringing that safety. Again, parents, y'all got teens, preteens, you know how things go. Make sure your children is being as safe as possible and make sure that they're not doing anything that will cause grave harm to the family. You want your children back in one piece. You want your young ones back in one piece. Again, make sure that they are being safe. And that also goes for people who are behind the wheels of the steer. Guess what? Be safe. Pay attention on the road. Get out your phones. And again, just make sure everything is where you need to be. There's certain spots where you can't drive and still try to be on your phone because them damn state troopers and everything be on your ass. Those cameras be on your ass. I'm sorry to say it that way, but it's true. Be real. Be real with yourself. Be confident in yourself. You don't have to take those extreme risks just to gain some form of popularity and clout. But yeah, let me get up out of here though. Again, appreciate everybody that's been a part of the build, still being a part of the build. I'm gonna revisit this conversation. I'll definitely revisit this because it's something that needs to be hit on and off. Before I do get up out of here, I did owe somebody this one though. Shit. Remix.
Bounce back, take a loss, nigga, get it right back. She get tossed around, moving like that. Outside with the demons, that Beyonce almost made me drown, but I'm breathing. I had to lose to win. Then I told myself I never lose.
And for the Sasquatch that caught me, Sasquatch. Like I said, you gotta do better. And it's 2024. When you gonna grow up and grow a pair of balls, bitch? Oh man. Like I said, keep keep it coming. I like to laugh. That's what we need more laughter. But we gonna be laughing at your expense, not mine. Hey, what's going on, Nene? Appreciate you, appreciate you. But come on now, y'all. Just be safe. Love yourself. Embrace yourself. Bask in the glory of life. Some people didn't get a chance to make that due to medical situations, due to tragic violence, wrong places, wrong times. Again, some of y'all are focusing on all the wrong shit when you got people that are not here to even witness what's going on right now. You got people who, probably if they would have been here, shoot, half of the stuff wouldn't even be a thing right now. Take every moment that you have on this earth and again implement something and apply something to your life that's going to be beneficial. Keep creating your blueprint. That's all you can do. But yeah, we're going to definitely retackle this. Let me get up out of here with my ass, because here we go.
Motherfucker.
And I feel like there's going to be some more things created and put up on this stream, y'all. So, But this is what happens, though. Yeah, but again, for those following on Clapper, I see y'all at 7:30 the latest. Yeah, I am gonna bring a form of conversation over there as well too. Something I want everybody to be involved in. So hopefully y'all enjoy the rest of your mornings. Oh shoot, it's already afternoon in the West. I'm tripping. Wait, no, my fault. I forgot about the people in Hawaii that fuck with your book. It's still early in the morning over there. I forgot they like 5-6 hours behind. So yeah. Still enjoy your mornings, afternoons, evenings, and all you future babies. Happy Saturday. Get your rock out on. And yeah, we up out of here definitely. Let me leave y'all with some good time. Remix. You hear it? I see y'all ain't getting funky right now. So again, happy Friday to everybody that's been a part of this conversation. Hey, appreciate those catching the replay. Yeah, you already know how I give it up. Yeah, but I definitely appreciate everybody that tuned in, and I'll be back tonight definitely. If y'all was new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shout outs to the replay game. Shout outs to the Shadow Mafia and the Shadow Babies. Y'all know what it is, baby. everybody that was in attendance today, you already know that love is love and it'll be reciprocated as such. I don't know how to be fake. All I can do is give you real. That's all I'm gonna do is give you real topics and real bills. And yeah, I'll definitely see y'all later on. But let me leave y'all out of here with this last one.
You must first begin to
But y'all stay safe. Keep that third eye open. Until the next live, we out here. Peace and blessings.